Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of Taste of Dragons, the Toddcast. Woo! Yeah, that video game contest. Yeah, the video game contest.
Yeah.
We're a fishing podcast now.
All right. Now, what have we caught this week, guys?
Got some bobbers, some baits.
Reeled in a big one this week.
That's all the fishing knowledge I have.
Bobbers and baits.
Bobbers and baits.
That could be like a strip club,
Yeah.
Bobbers and baits.
Or like
Yeah.
a pub.
I guess.
Or a strip club pub. Okay.
A strip pub.
A strip pub.
The bob and
Oh,
bait.
we're
man.
talking.
Man,
Do
we're
you like strip? Is that like your currency for drinks?
Ooh.
You have to strip.
Yes.
Whoa.
Oh,
The tables have turned.
wow.
Plot twist.
Interesting.
I would open that if that was the case.
And I would go to that.
Yeah.
Hey guys, business plan right now. Let's go.
Oh no, everybody
They'll
knows.
give you drinks to keep your clothes on. They're like, no, sir, please.
I still win. This is great. I win either way.
Everybody wins.
Fantastic.
Well, I guess we should start this thing. My name is Brian.
I'm Lewis.
I'm Davidson. Troy.
I'm Zach.
I'm Katelyn.
All right, Davidson.
That's right.
Davison, Troy.
That's my detective name.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Detective Davidson.
It is.
Troy.
You have to throw in the other one after a pause.
Well, okay, Mr. Davidson, how about you start us off with what you've been playing this week?
Oh, hell yeah. You guys ever heard of a game called Kingdom Hearts 2?
What? What is that?
Okay, we're gonna get to what Katelyn is doing in 1 second. So in lieu of Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out earlier this year, I decided to play every Kingdom Hearts game because when it came out, I watched like a 30-minute video and it was asinine. It was complicated. I felt betrayed, humored. I was angry and yet mystified. And I came to the realization that there's no real way to play Kingdom Hearts properly unless you play the games that came before it, all of them, not just the numbered ones. So Lewis let me borrow his collection of Kingdom Hearts, and I've been going through the Kingdom Hearts games. I beat Kingdom Hearts 1. I beat Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. They took me about like a week to do each. This game's long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it
is
is.
long in comparison, and I was not prepared.
Really? When I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 when I was younger, it took me forever to do Kingdom Hearts 1, and then Kingdom Hearts 2 I beat in 3 days.
That's because Kingdom Hearts 1, the controls and everything sucks so much more. So getting through those is just more technically difficult.
And you just breezed through. It might have been 3 weeks, but you had so much fun. It was just 3 days.
Nah, it was 3 days. I was a child. I
Check the
remember.
calendar.
Check the calendar. 3 days. And
It was just 72 hours. Just he didn't sleep.
just playing. I remember I beat all the secret bosses.
There's
and-
secret bosses?
Of course
there
there's
is.
secret bosses.
Oh, there is.
What?
I've come
Yeah.
across them. Okay.
I'm like, of
yeah.
course. It's Kingdom Hearts. What do you
Well,
think?
I didn't take it too seriously because I figured it would be similar, so I didn't play it too hardcore-ish. But coming up to this podcast this week, I was like, I gotta finish this game. I do not want to be in front of this microphone and have not had finished Kingdom Hearts 2. I played up until 40 minutes ago when I had to get into the car. And I am not done with that game.
Oh, no.
I
Oh,
have
no.
gotten to the land that never was, which I believe is like the final world of that area. Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
back?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I got to that land. It allows me to land. But I was like, I got to get in the car. I got to go right now. I'm so close. I've been hitting it so hard this week, and every time I think it's gonna end, it's like, nope, 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 nope. Turns out Aladdin needs your help. The genies got in some hijinks again. It's been it's definitely a much better game, as everyone can tell you, than the other two have been.
Yeah.
But story wise, it is much more cohesive.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. They've learned.
There were characters popping up when I first played that game. So I did play Kingdom Hearts 2 when it originally came out that just did not make any sense. But now after playing Chain of Memories, which was a good chain link
Yeah.
to these games,
Ooh.
it actually is a much richer storytelling device. It's still crazy and fun and stupid, but I am enjoying it way more. Now, to update you on one very important part about this, as you heard, Katelyn made this noise. Okay, that's good. When I played the first game, I forgot how annoying that song is. When you get to the Little Mermaid land in Atlantica, it's the world music, so it plays that music. naturally. And I love Under the Sea. It's the Under the Sea, one of the best Disney songs ever made. Debatable, maybe. I could say it probably is.
It's debatable.
We'll see. We'll have that podcast later after the COD test. And so every time you fight someone, it goes into the battle music. And when the fight's over, it goes back into the world music, which is... So after hearing that for like hours and hours, I lost my mind in Kingdom Hearts 1. I was angry. I was eating ice pops upside down. Like I just didn't know what to do with myself. I was just misfiring to get through that part. When that level came up in Chain of Memories, I was prepared. As soon as it was like, I was like, nope. And I muted the TV. I put on a podcast and I was like, I am not going to lose my mind over the same 4 notes. All right. So as I expected in Kingdom Hearts 2, I was like, that level's going to come up. And I don't want it to happen, but I know it has to happen. So it popped up, and it popped up at the same time as the Pirates of the Caribbean. And this is the update for you all. So I was like, oh man, there's Little Mermaid Land, there's Pirates of the Caribbean. You know what? I'm going to go to Pirates. I'll go to Little Mermaid next. No problem. Went to Pirates, helped out Jack Sparrow. I'm like, King Triton, he can hold on. And once I finished Pirates of the Caribbean Land, all of a sudden, Agrabah and Halloween Town open up. And then I look back at Atlantica. I'm like, so I don't have to go there yet? Oh, all right. So I go to Agrabah, I high five the genie. I go to Halloween Town. I'm like, Santa Claus, not Sandy Claus. And then I finish those, and then it's like, and I can go to Lion King Land. I'm like, okay. And I look back at Atlantica, and I'm like, Sebastian, you good? You good? You guys don't need me? I don't have to go right now? Okay, all right. Let me go do some animal stuff, and I get through Lion King, and I don't want to talk about Goofy being a turtle with a dog head. I'm trying not to think about that. And then I beat that. I'm like, well, obviously I have to go to Atlantica. No. I go to Hollow Bastion. I go to Twilight Town. The story keeps advancing. I am at the last world, and they have not made me go to Atlantica yet. So I'm of 2 minds now.
That's interesting.
I will be incredibly pissed if I get to the final boss of this game, Xenohort or Zenmos or whatever his name is, and I'm fighting him, and he gets to like his death rattle, and he's like, "You've beaten me, but before I go, you must go talk to King Triton." I'm gonna like just break the disc in half, throw it away, go to the store and buy a new one to give you, Lewis, because it's not mine.
He's just like, I hope you found the silver arrows in Atlantica.
No! Because if I had to do it then, I would have been fine. I was emotionally prepared to do it when it came up.
Yeah.
But now that it's like, let me get this far, I'm like, you better not make me do this now. So prepare for a message tonight when I go home and finish this, either one way or the other.
So you're going to just go do the last level?
I'm right there.
Yeah, okay.
If I don't
I can
have
tell
to
you
do
what's happening if you
Atlantica,
want.
do I want?
You don't have to play Atlantic at all. The whole world's like a mini game in this game.
Yeah, it is.
However, I think you will be locked out of the full ending if you don't close all of the keyholes.
And that requires you to go to Atlantica.
But you could just YouTube that if you don't really care.
Is there a trophy involved?
I don't know. There might be.
I think there is.
There probably is.
Yeah, there probably is.
Yeah, a true ending.
There's probably like a trophy for actually closing all the keyholes.
Yeah, there is one for every world that you like.
Yeah.
So you need to go to Atlantica first.
And you know what? Actually, you did yourself a favor, because if you go to Atlantica right away, you won't be able to do the whole level, and you have to go and unlock new magic and then go back again and again and again and again.
But
and
now
you
did all that already.
You're right, I did.
Yeah.
So you could just do
go
it in
back
one
and
swoop
just
if you
do
want
it
to now.
quick.
Oh, I'm gonna swoop it up.
He's gonna mute it and swoop it.
Don't mute it.
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean don't mute it?
I'm telling you this as a friend who's trying to not spoil
impossible.
stuff for you.
Yeah, you can't
Don't mute
it.
it.
You actually
Okay,
can't. Yeah.
fine.
You-
But it's
you'll
got,
understand.
It's
You'll
got
understand.
30 seconds.
You'll understand why you can't mute it.
Yeah.
It's got 30
I
seconds.
can't wait for this message from you tonight.
All right, fine.
He's going to like burn his house.
No, I just bought that house. But damn it, I will burn it down. That is not beyond me. So yeah, that's been my focus, Kingdom Hearts 2.
Nice.
Should wrap that up and
Nice.
move on to Kingdom Hearts 352 over 2?
Oh, good luck.
If you want to, I think on the collection it's just cutscenes.
It's just a movie.
That's even better.
Yeah, I think they were like, you know what, you don't need to play this.
it's
just
a
watch
movie.
the cutscenes. Yeah,
I'm very excited for that.
and then it's Birth by Sleep is the next real game.
And that seems awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. Birth by Sleep is probably the best one. Yeah.
I'm stoked that you're actually seeing this through.
Yeah.
This is Troy. What else is he gonna do?
Yeah. I didn't want to start watching the new Star Trek until I watched the entire original series and then worked my way up chronologically through every single Star Trek show and movie. I didn't make it out of the original series.
I also respect that.
Yeah. I always think I'm going to go back.
You always think, and
One
then
day.
you don't. And then
One day.
Because you've already watched the best version of it, which is Galaxy Quest.
That's true. Okay. Yeah.
Hey, the Orville's
wow.
pretty good too.
The Orville's great, but Galaxy Quest.
But guys, Galaxy Quest, Tim Ellis, good stuff.
I
Man.
can't wait. I can't wait to hear your update next week.
That's what I played.
Okay. So how about you, Katelyn?
I have been playing Moonlighter.
Nice.
Yeah, I am still on the first dungeon, but that's because I am one of those hoarders who like to collect like a lot of bit of everything before I go on to the next level.
Yeah, that's fun.
So I have that going on, and then as of Thursday, I started picking up my Detective Pikachu game again.
Okay.
Timely.
Yeah, I saw the movie, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah.
But I wanted to play more of the game to see how similar they are.
Probably
'Cause
not at all.
Probably not even.
There's
really
actually-
good.
Pretty.
They're
yeah.
pretty. There's differences, and I don't know how far we want to get into the spoilers and whatnot. But they're actually more similar than I thought they would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is surprising. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, considering in the game, I know he has some weird like 1920s gruff voice.
Well, yeah, no. Danny DeVito is the voice that came out of that video game, not
Yeah, it
Ryan
is.
Reynolds. But
Yeah.
I'm okay with listening to Ryan Reynolds instead.
Obviously.
Obviously.
Obviously,
I want
Alright.
Ryan Reynolds as like my Alexa voice.
that'd
Just
be
be
so good.
quirky and sarcastic.
Sarcastic.
Yeah. So you want Deadpool?
Yeah.
Yes.
You want
With
Deadpool as
less
your Alexa.
murder, though, I guess. I just want the older brother I've never had.
Oh.
Fair enough. So that's it for you, Katelyn.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right,
and
nice short
Tetris 99, I'm working on it still.
That's all right. Well, how far up have you gotten now?
My highest since I got back from Japan is 5th place.
Yeah, you gotta work on that.
I do. I gotta get back
Slacking.
up.
Is it rookie numbers?
What do
Yeah.
we
Listen.
got to do to get you to number one?
Yeah.
I don't know. I might end up having Zach kill himself first with the Tetris music.
Oh no.
So I gotta be careful.
That's his Atlantica music.
Yeah, my sanity's slowly dwindling. I'm sorry.
Welcome to my
I'm
neck
like
of the woods.
trying to like do something in the background, and it's just like
It
taunting me.
just pierces through everything.
Yeah.
Like slowly getting faster and closing in.
You're at the bottom of that Tetris field, and the blocks are just coming down on top of you.
I just thought if we could find a way to all get in her game, that's like and just like kill ourselves.
That's what I was
That's
thinking. Like
so
we need to get like 94 friends.
94.
we probably
put you
have
at
at
the
least 64
Yeah.
like
We do.
tonight.
Yeah. Fair. And then if we get Ed Boon, who's listening in on
yeah.
this, we're done.
That's
Ed Boon's
65.
competitive though. I don't know if he'll just like let it slide.
He might win.
He'll probably just pop in real quick. And then
If only Matt Smith still listened to us, then we would be able to even get more people.
Can't believe
Hey.
you guys ruined this for Matt Smith. How dare
it
you?
was a valuable sacrifice.
Yeah.
So how about you, Zach?
This is the week of finishing things. Well, I didn't finish everything that I wanted to, but I cleared Devil May Cry pretty much in one evening because I was just like tired of backlogging games. So I'm like, I'm going to knock this out. This is Devil May Cry, sure enough. It took me a lot longer than I thought, but it was pretty good.
Nice.
And then literally the same as Troy, like 30 minutes before we left to get here, I finally platinum Sekiro, which is like a big achievement. So I'm stoked that that's done with.
What is the
Nice.
percentage for platinum on that?
I think when we texted me about this, I think it was at like 6%, which is pretty decently high for a platinum, to be
Yeah, I was
honest.
about to
But
say.
it makes sense. I feel like people who pick up this kind of game are the ones who are going to complete it. you
That's
know?
exactly what I was
Yeah.
thinking as well. Yeah, like I'm picking up this hard game because I want to show everyone I can beat this hard
Right.
game. And then you do it, and then you look and like, oh, so is everyone else.
Right. Everyone beats it.
Some of the bosses were harder than I expected because I cleared the true ending, which had the harder boss, and I was like, cool, I get to go do the bad ending because technically you could do the bad ending like within a few hours of the game. It doesn't take very long to get there. And at this point, my attack power is like 36. which is like incredibly, because you start out at 0 and you get 1 boost every time you kill a boss. So I had cleared the game like 2.5 times already.
Nice.
And I'm like, I'm gonna breeze through this. And those last 2 bosses on the hard ending were just giving me nightmares. And I was like, this is gonna stop me. And I finally beat them because I realized there's a skill that you get that's super broken and makes the game a joke from killing like the true ultimate boss.
Is it a gun?
No, it's basically the final boss in the true ending has a move where he like does like the typical samurai move, like he goes to draw the sword, and you charge it, and he shoots like shockwaves at you, so it's like boom, boom, and it like across the arena. So I realized I could just do that to the boss, and I just did that over and over again until he died.
Wow.
It was like, okay, I guess I earned this because I killed the boss.
So the 2, or the last bosses of the hard mode, is that different from? So did you have to beat those bosses in order to do any of the other endings, or are those completely separate bosses?
3 of the endings you have to fight like you have to get to the true ending. So basically there's a turning point, arguably you could say halfway through the game, in which Sekiro has to make a story decision. If you choose the bad decision, then you get 2 bosses right there that you finish, and then the game's over.
Okay.
If you choose the good ending, you have to fight a boss, and then the game opens up even more, and there's other areas you still have to play through, and then you fight the final bosses.
Okay. So these were people you've never fought before.
Correct.
They were
yes.
Just for this
I had
ending.
to do that for the extra ending, and there's a trophy for killing all bosses. So technically, you have to do multiple playthroughs to get all of the boss clears on one save file. So
Gotcha.
yeah, it was pretty good. And then the last trophies were just a really bad, tedious grind. There was especially the one that was basically like acquire every skill in the game, because at that point I still needed like 60 skill points. So
Wow.
I got to like an end game area, and it was the fastest way to grind. There's an idol right there, and then there's a guy at the top of the stairs. I would rest at the idol, run up, stab him in the back, run back to the idol, rest again, run to the guy, stab in the back, rest. Back and back and back and forth. The most monotonous thing in the world. So I just basically poured a glass of scotch, got nice and buzzed, put on a podcast, and I just grinded out skill points until I got the trophy.
You're drinking that Johnny Walker White Walker.
Yes.
Yes.
The Game of Thrones Johnny Walker.
Nice.
Yes. I appreciate the changing bottle.
Yeah, right?
So how long did it take you to do just that?
Just
Like, how
that.
long did
Honestly,
you-
it was quicker. I guess it was relative. Once I started doing other things, I would say probably like 6 or 7 hours, which is
wow.
shorter than
my
what I
God.
thought it was going to be, honestly. So, but yeah, it was rough. I knew it was going to be rough.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
All right. that sounds rough.
Yeah,
that does.
but
That
I'm
does.
gratified now.
Yeah.
You did it.
Sekiro and Neo are
You did
my
it.
proudest plats
You can close the book.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice.
till the DLC.
Till the
And a year from now, and I'm like, how do I play this game?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
look at your trophies and you're like, all my platinums, and it's like 46% and a
Right.
platinum. It's like, oh no,
Why you do this to me?
oh no.
That's what happened with me in Spider-Man. I platinumed the game, then 3 DLCs came out. I'm like,
Oh, it's
well,
over. Yeah, they ruined
I'm
it.
like, oh, well, I'm not doing it, guys.
Yeah, that was Final Fantasy
Freaking
15.
screwball missions.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Final Fantasy 15 for me.
Yeah,
Going
but it's
back
like,
to
oh, I
like,
did
no.
it, and DLCs, no, I already did this.
Speaking of 15, for next week, I wanted to have it for this week. I took the plunge for everybody. I bought episode Arden, so I will be playing it. Now I'll let you know.
I will as well, just because I do want to see where it goes and everything like that. But I'll buy it. I don't know if when I'll be playing it, but I'll buy it.
Thank you, Zach.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you
I
for
know I'm a
playing through it
hero.
first.
I'm a hero.
You are in my books.
Yeah. How about you, Lewis?
Playing this week. Let's see. More Days Gone. I had a goal to try to beat it this week, but that got derailed because my girlfriend came to town. So I downloaded Overcooked for free because it's the free game of the month.
Yeah.
And we played through like a bunch of levels of Overcooked. She loves this game.
Oh, that's so good.
Like, she loves it so much. Like, even when I was like, okay, I'm kind of burnt out, she's like, I don't know why you're not having fun. This is the most fun I've had in a long time. I'm so glad you got this.
She's completely correct. That game is
She
amazing.
loves it. Even when it was like hard and when we thought we couldn't do it anymore, she's like, no, let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going.
Yeah.
She loves it and surprised me, but awesome. I have a game I can play with her.
Yeah, that's her gateway drug.
Yeah,
man.
that is
Yeah.
her gateway drug. And if I get more games like that, then maybe.
Well, there is a number 2.
Yeah, there's a
I know.
sequel.
Yeah, and she said, "Are you gonna get number 2?" I'm like, "If it's cheap, then
Well,
yes."
and then also on the first one, there's also a free. There's a free DLC.
oh, there is.
as
I
well.
saw.
Yeah, there's free and paid DLC.
Yeah, and I think I believe the free one was to make up for the paid DLC. 'Cause
Yeah.
the paid DLC was was like nothing.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
It was like 6 levels.
Oh God, no.
And then they're like, and I was like, I paid, I think it was like $5 or $10 for this. And I
No,
was like,
we
really?
we saw Detective Pikachu on Thursday, and then afterwards we played Overcooked for like 3.5 hours.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
And she's like, "We've been playing for a long time." I said, "Yeah, we've been playing for a long time."
Do you remember what characters you pick or you play
I
as?
picked the raccoon
Oh,
in the
in the
wheelchair.
wheelchair?
Yeah,
Nice.
He's
Yeah.
great. He's great. She picks one of the weird-looking women. All the human characters look weird. I don't think they.
I would
look-
say stylized. Thank you very much.
Stylized weirdly. But besides that, I also played some more Final Fantasy. Final
7?
Fantasy, yeah, Final Fantasy 7. Played some
Nice.
more of that. And then I also downloaded another game on the Switch called Death Road to Canada,
Oh, yeah.
which is like an 8-bit game.
Yeah, it's an 8-bit
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, and it has like almost unlimited replayability because even if you die, then you just start a new game, but you can start as new characters going on this journey.
Yeah, it's
every
basically
time.
like Oregon Trail.
Yeah, pretty much. And except with zombies.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of zombies, like a lot of zombies.
Wow, really insightful. Thanks,
I thought
Lewis.
so. I thought so.
Death
So
Road
yeah,
to
Death Road to
So Death Road
Canada.
to Canada.
It's a fun game. It's a little just game that doesn't really need. It does have an end game if you make the journey, but certain decisions can end your journey without even dying. Like at one point, I was playing. And it said, all right, so a group of bandits have stopped you. You can either just truck through them or try to talk with them. And you have a person with you. And then I try to talk to the bandits, and then it says your character has turned on your friend and killed him. He has now joined the bandits.
Oh.
And then it's
Okay.
like, end of your journey. And that was it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't know if I like that.
Sure. And then
No, I'm
you
all
can just
for
start
this.
as a new character, and you can make your own customized characters.
Ooh.
And then beyond that, I haven't really played anything else. Yeah,
All right.
that's about it for me. Trying to finish Days Gone, hopefully by next week.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck. All right. Then for me,
Yeah.
the B-Man. I haven't been playing much of anything. I played a little bit of Borderlands 2, just a couple more extra hours, but there's nothing really talking about that. However, I did get a new computer yesterday, so I've been
Ooh.
reinstalling. I've been just putting
Everything on
applications
there.
on
Putting
there.
stuff on it.
Yeah, because my previous computer has been kind of acting weird, so and that one was running on Windows 7, so I was like, I might as well make the jump to Windows 10, because that's where like DirectX 12 is only working on 10 and a couple other things. So so yesterday I just spent the entire day just like doing that. However, I did discover, so Xbox has their Xbox Game Pass, right?
Yes.
You know, $10 a month, you can play whatever you want. So now that I have Windows 10, I can actually take advantage of that.
True.
So I went to look up the games that they have available. They have a lot of games.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys because I know you were looking at it before as well, Zach.
Yeah.
But I took a look at it. There is a lot of games. Like they have I knew they had all the Microsoft games and a couple other things, but like Monster Hunter World's on there.
Oh, wow.
Let's see here. All these games, I can't think of them now.
Forza, Gears, Sea
Yeah,
of
like
Thieves.
Wargroove is on there.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, I did want to play Wargroove. That sounded like a good game. Like a whole bunch of indie games are on there now too. It's like I think For the King is also on there, and that just came out.
I want to check that out.
Yeah, same here. But it's actually like I was very surprised just shuffling through that. So I look forward to playing a bunch of those and then never finishing them like anything.
Yeah, even if you sub for a month,
Never.
which honestly I think for new users they usually have a deal where it's like $1 for like 30 days.
Yeah.
You just play those games to whatever extent you want for 30 days. It's pretty dope. Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
not
really
bad
beat
at all.
it. Yeah.
So yeah, it was just one of those insightful things where I was like, oh, look at that.
Look at this.
Yeah. So my game this week has been in real life.
Congratulations on your
you.
new compy. Do
Thank
you
you.
name your computers, or are they just?
I do, but like it depends. Like this one, it's an Alienware computer, so I named it Aware.
Aware.
Aware. Yeah.
That was me disintegrating.
But then
Yeah.
like my laptop's just named Unity Computer. Because that's what I use to code with in Unity. It's my coding laptop. And then I think the last one, I can't remember what it was called. It was called something. It's called something stupid.
My laptop's named GLaDOS.
On
gonna turn on
topic.
Oh, she already has.
Yeah.
I hate her.
Like all good computers, they're going to turn against you.
Yep.
I don't have a laptop anymore, but when I did, it was called Goliath.
Nice.
It didn't live up to its name.
No.
It wasn't that great.
No, it did live up to its name. It went down real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. It turned to stone.
Yep.
Most of the time.
That's good.
Yeah, I realized it was time for me to, not that I knew it wasn't already messing up, but like I was trying to play Slay the Spire, and they have like a daily climb, so everything changes and whatnot daily. So I was playing that, and like as it was dealing me new cards, like the characters would just start like flipping back and forth between 2 frames.
Okay.
And then but as soon as I moved my mouse, it would start moving again. I was like, this is awkward. But it wouldn't do it every time. It would just be like every now and then it would be doing
Every
that
once
and a
in a
couple other
while.
different things. I'm like, all right, computer. Like I realize this processor is 7 years old, but you're still chugging along.
But step it up.
Yeah. So I didn't know what the cause would have been. So I was like, well, just burn it down.
Burn it
Start a new
down.
one. So yeah, that was my week in gaming.
Good weeks all around, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, good weeks. So let's go to the news.
News.
Sounds like
Snooze.
Snoo.
Everybody's go
Yeah.
to sleep. So yeah, let's see. The big thing this week was the PlayStation State of Play, or
That I didn't know was happening.
yeah, PlayStation Direct, if you will. But yeah, I found out about it because I forget who texted me. I think it was Zach. Zach's like, "Hey, did you guys see that Final Fantasy remake gameplay?" It's like, "Huh?"
yeah.
Immediately went and looked it up.
Ended their show with the showstopper.
Yeah.
Well, they even started it whenever the thing started. It was like the cling, like the back out menu sound from 7. So it was
yeah.
like reveal right away. I'm like,
Oh,
it's
nice.
coming. Oh,
Nice.
Yeah, so that was a nice chunk of gameplay that I was not expecting.
It was so pretty.
I'm surprised at how pleased I am how
Yeah.
it looks. Like, I mean, we could still make the jokes forever that it won't come out for 20 years, but
Of course.
like, I just like this side. I went down the rabbit hole of like the side by side screenshot comparisons, and I'm like, at least like their the level designers and art designers are like really putting the effort to be meticulous. That this looks like a very faithful recreation.
Yeah, this
and I'm
is-
very pleased.
Yeah, this is playable Advent Children. Like that's exactly what this looks like
It looked
to me.
beautiful, and since I'm playing Final Fantasy VII now, everything they showed, I was like, "Oh, I just did all that."
Yeah, because they're still in the beginning.
I was
That's
like,
what all
"I'm in
that's
the
from.
beginning." That was all the beginning. That
You know
looks
what?
beautiful.
Yeah.
You think even with your length of playing games, you might finish Final Fantasy VII before this remake comes
Oh,
out.
I
Yeah.
for sure
Oh
will.
wow,
Yeah.
that's a good
Sure will.
point.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure will. That's a challenge, Lewis.
For sure will. I'll finish it by the end of May. Okay.
Okay,
Really?
Final Fantasy VII? Yeah, I'll finish it by the end
All
of
right.
May.
Oh, wow.
I'm writing that
Okay.
down
Stoked.
right
I
now.
want to talk about it with someone brand
Well,
new.
Yeah, because I'm gonna finish Days Gone within the next like week or so.
Right.
Yeah.
But then Rage comes out.
I'm not gonna get.
All right.
I never played the first one. So
Okay.
He's not gonna rage.
I'm not gonna rage too.
Okay.
You said by the end of May or before the end of May?
I never said before the end of May. By the end of May. Please
May-
give me till May 31st.
You're lucky it's a long month.
Yeah, right.
It's a shame you're gonna be in New York for several of those days, and
I got
playing
my Switch.
Days Gone.
I got my.
That's right. It is.
I got
on
my
Switch.
Switch. It's on my Switch.
That's
That's gonna be
right.
on the plane with me.
Never mind. You know.
Yeah.
It's possible, but that's right. You're also like using like those mechanics that they have. So you know,
Oh yeah.
it might.
I'm using ×3
Are
speed.
you using a guide?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm definitely not, because there was a good 30 minutes that I was just wandering around this little area. I'm like, where the hell do I go? I talked to every person. I'm like, what the hell? And then there was one person.
Yep.
One thing I didn't
Yeah.
do, and I talked to them. I'm like, you
Sounds about right.
son of a. God damn. And then after that, everything just kind of rolled into it, and I was like, okay, wow, that went quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, nice. But yeah. So
I have it written in my notes, Lewis. We will see. We will see.
All right.
I
yeah.
do like the voice acting in it. It's enjoyable. Like the Barrett's the only one I'm kind of iffy on, but even then we'll see. This is also the first, it seems
First
like
time
first
you-
hour of
Yeah.
to a gameplay. So he does mellow out a little bit
Right.
towards after that. With
They
especially
can't
with
be
everything.
making the entire game like that. It's got to be episodic. I can't see them making.
I'm
the
pretty sure
entire
they've all
game.
but confirmed, like at least in Japanese interviews, that it's going to still be episodic.
Okay.
Everybody's speculation, I think it's probably a pretty safe bet, is that this first part's going to be to the end of when you leave Midgar
I agree.
after the Shinra Corporation.
That much?
Well, in this trailer, you saw up to after Don Corneo's mansion. So
but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be 1-to-1 versus just, hey,
it might
here's,
not be. They might
here's the
take
cool
liberties.
instances
Yeah,
from all of this.
but yeah, I don't know, man.
Question, and feel free to say I can't answer this if because of Lewis you can't answer this.
Mm-hmm.
The spot you're saying that they're saying where the episode will end, is that the same spot disc 1 ends?
No.
No.
Okay. Is that before disc 1 ends or after disc 1 ends?
Way before.
Way before? Okay.
We're not in our playthrough. We've only been playing for like 2 or 3 hours. We're probably like an hour or two away from where we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, like Midgar, if you're doing it without a guide and it's your first time, will probably easily take you 7 to 10 hours to get out of.
Okay.
If you don't know what you're doing,
It's gonna
even
take me
if not
30
longer.
minutes.
Yeah, if not longer.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not allowed to drive while we're playing.
I mean, after that, it clips along pretty well because Midgar really is like your biggest chunk of story,
Okay.
or your biggest chunk of staying in one place. But yeah, no, like that is forever long.
Okay.
30
first time.
minutes. No.
Yeah, 30 minutes. But yeah, there was that, and then let's see here, what else? There was the Monster Hunter expansion, which you are
Oh man, I'm
looking
so,
forward to.
I'm so excited about that.
Iceborne.
Yeah, that
You
looks,
going back?
Hell yeah, I'm going back. The
I'm
only
debating
reason
it.
I jumped off is because there was nothing else to do. I had explored every area a billion times, and I said the only way I'll jump back on is if they release a new area, a new continent, essentially. And this is that.
Yep, it's a new island.
Yeah, I'm all about it, and
Yep.
it looks gorgeous.
It does.
I
It
initially
does.
thought that it was called Frozen Wilds, and then I realized that was that was Horizon.
Yeah, and you know what? I want to see that Palico try to run through that snow. It's gonna be adorable.
It looks cute.
It's gonna be adorable.
It looks like a giant reindeer monster,
Yeah.
which is pretty dope.
Oh yeah, it looks like they're definitely gonna make up even more monsters. Not not that they're all made up, but like they're gonna
You
be.
mean they're real?
Oh, yeah.
It looks like the god of the forest from Princess Mononoke.
Mononoke, yeah.
Yeah. That's
where I was
what
going.
that's what I thought when I saw it.
Agreed. Very much so agreed. But,
But
yeah,
I dropped
great.
200 hours into that thing.
And then join
am I
us
really?
again.
now it's
Suit
time to
up.
drop another 100.
Yo, suit up, man. Suit up.
That's all right. Bring the gang back together.
Yeah.
If the gang comes back together, I will happily.
Oh, I'll
jump
be in it.
Yeah, he'll be in it. Come on.
All right, that's 2. Mandy,
Yeah.
my wife.
She'll definitely hop on it.
Max will
All
probably
right.
hop on.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anthony's gonna hop on for sure.
Grab your insect glaives. Let's go. It looked like they added a grappling hook that could
That's what it
grapple
looks like.
onto
Yeah.
monsters.
Yeah.
That looks
Yeah.
dope.
Which I'm kind of upset about because that was the point of my weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If everyone can do it, what's the big whoop? All right.
Maybe it only has limited uses or
like
something like that.
like
Yeah.
a
Who knows?
crazy cooldown.
Maybe it's just an update to your kind of weapon.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
We'll
Maybe
find
it's an
out
entire
this
separate weapon.
September, November.
September 6th.
Yep.
Nice.
Okay.
I'll be in it. So then what else? There was a flying squirrel game. Correct?
Yeah, I don't know why you guys are excited about Final freaking Fantasy. Whatever. There is a flying squirrel survival game.
Where you just
That
play
one
as a
looks
flying
so
squirrel.
fun.
It's hyper realistic. You play from the point of view, third person of the squirrel. You're just running around, no HUD, no UI, just running through grass, trying not to get stepped on. At one point, you don't know it's a flying squirrel. You're just like a squirrel getting through grass and woods and all that. And it gets to like a cliff. Someone's like chasing it, and it's like, I'm out of here. Then you see it's a flying squirrel going through like caverns, and at one point it's riding a deer through a forest that's on fire. It looks so dumb.
It looks so fun. I
can't
can't wait.
Is it called Flying Fantasy?
Oh.
There it is. That's why we love him.
Did they give us a date?
I don't remember actually.
I don't
He
remember.
was so
You were
enamored.
riding on that high. of
I'm
the
still
flying
there.
squirrel. You're still. Yep.
Mhm.
Everything else, any text on the screen just went away. You're like, nope.
There was no HUD, so there was nothing to distract you.
Yeah, obviously. It has your money already, is what you're saying.
I I'll see a little bit more of it. I'm not.
Let's see how much
Like-
money
the way you
it is.
described it seemed like it had your
If it's
money.
not a $60 game, it's probably already
It
got my
can't
money.
be a $60 game.
It was the most excited thing I saw there. Not because Final Fantasy's bad or anything, because that was a known quantity.
Yeah.
I knew they're coming up with that, and I know it's going to look good. But I wasn't expecting a flying squirrel surviving game.
I agree. No, I agree with that.
Okay, I could see
I was
that.
genuinely surprised about that.
So
But
if the game's like $20, would you get it?
easily,
Okay.
30,
Yeah.
maybe
40,
we'll see.
40 if it's physical, because then I'll have my Best Buy discount.
50.
That's when I start
No,
thinking.
if it's Tokyo Jungle, if it segues into that game, then yeah, 50, 60, 70, whatever.
Whatever money.
Yeah, Tokyo Jungle's the best.
Well, one thing we did get a release date for is Medieval.
Medieval.
I'm surprised that's happening.
Yeah.
I
I'm not.
remember getting
You're
that
not?
game, but not getting that game. It was on a demo disc. Because at that time, like all my parents would get me, no
Yeah.
$60
Demo discs.
games. Like it's $5. All right, fine. Or like
you
a
wanna
free
play
one.
a little bit. That's it.
So I played the hell out of that demo disc, but I never actually played Medieval.
Oh, that's sad.
That's sad.
I
man.
played that on PlayStation. And I saw the box when it first, like the day it came out. I was like, I have to have this.
Yeah.
This guy's amazing looking, and I got it, and that game was
You
solid.
played? And it was great,
Yeah,
huh?
it was
Yeah, it was
solid.
real good. Had a
Yeah.
great time.
Great time.
Good memories in your childhood there.
Oh, yeah.
You, Zach, too?
Especially
you can play it now this October.
Yeah.
especially the very ending of it was just like
Yeah, I'm going to be reliving a lot of repressed feelings
yeah.
while playing that game.
October 25th. That one had a date.
Just in time for Halloween.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and the flying squirrel game is called Away,
Away.
the survival series.
Ooh, it's a series.
Yeah,
Wait,
apparently. We'll see.
Maybe you're not always a squirrel.
Yeah, you could be anything. You could be a flying squirrel. You could be a regular squirrel.
Nah.
Nah, brah.
Nah. Flying squirrel or bust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All day, every day.
Well, let's see. I'll talk about the one thing that I discovered was Xbox. They had their Xbox Direct. Let's just go with that. And
Sure. Everything's a direct.
I forget. I don't think it's Major Nielsen, but it was one of the other guys. They accidentally spoiled the new Dragon Ball Fighter Z DLC character.
Oops.
Yep, because I think yesterday, the day before, they released one of the characters was going to be Kid Goku from Dragon Ball GT, which is no longer in canon. And then today, or I think it was today or yesterday, there was a graphic that came up that was like, oh, get a skin for this character that wasn't announced yet. So the character was Janemba from Fusion Reborn, which was the boss from that, it's another game.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
No idea.
No idea.
Neither
What's
do
he
I.
look like?
It's a she.
What's she look
Wow.
like?
Sexist.
That narrows it down even more.
Yeah. She's, I don't know. I also don't
She's
know.
an
what
alien,
Oh,
obviously.
picture Dragon Ball Z.
Okay.
That.
Oh,
There you go. Done.
One of those.
That's it. One of the hair or no hair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
You know.
so yeah, that's that character got released. Good job, Xbox.
Good job.
that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's
You know, that just shows you that, we need less directs. This direct that they have is a weekly thing that
Or they
do.
need to not fire all their,
Wait,
all
they
their
do a
marketing
weekly
people.
thing?
Yeah, it's weekly. It's Xbox Weekly, I think is called, or something along those lines.
Sounds a little too direct.
Sounds
or
yeah,
State of the Week. I
Maybe
forget
cut it back. Cut it back because not all news is news we need.
Hey, sometimes, it is. Why
Yeah,
not?
Obviously, you need for that one character.
Listen, I'm just saying, if you don't fire all your marketing people, they can proofread the presentation before you have it. Just throwing that out there.
Who needs marketing when you have Twitch?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whatever.
You don't need anything, really. So there was that, and then Troy, I think you were saying that EA Access is coming to the PS4.
Yeah, no real news there. They already have it on the Xbox, and they're just going to have their service. It's going to cost monthly, probably like $5 or so.
Yeah.
So EA Access has been around for a bit, and now you can get it on your PS4.
Yeah.
It's the way the future is going to be. All those developers are going to have their own pass. And then
Yeah, exactly. And then it's just going to be like
Yeah.
Netflix and Hulu. It's like, well, I'm only going to get one.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
share your account with your friends.
Yeah. I think one of my favorite things about HBO Go, where they're like, 17 million people watched the Battle of Winterfell, which was his highest thing. However, only 3 actual HBO Go accounts were logged in at the time.
That is great.
Yeah.
Hands accurate.
But yeah, I think Xbox has had it for like 5 years now, so it's
wow.
about time they put it on PS4 because it was going to be on PS4, but PS4 was like, nah, we don't need this.
And now
And
they
then
know
now
they need it.
they're starting to like open up about
yeah.
a lot of things now. So
Starting to get with the times.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. And then the biggest news this week was the Detective Pikachu movie.
Yeah.
That we all saw.
Pika Pika.
Pikachu.
That movie was amazing.
That movie was fantastic.
That was a really fun movie.
As a video game podcast talking about a video game movie, I can definitively say, I can't definitively say definitively, that movie was great.
Yeah.
Best movie of the year?
No.
No.
My favorite of the year, but I wouldn't
Why
go
you gotta
with
down
best.
us like that, man? We were like riding
riding
high,
high.
and you gotta like. We
Because-
just saw Avengers last week.
Because
and
we all have this friend who said that this movie is the best movie of 2019.
And now you're
Hands
throwing him under
down.
the bus in front of all 20 of our listeners.
It could have been anyone.
Everyone.
No,
Everyone.
Everyone in the world.
listens to our podcast.
Well,
So it's
worldwide.
Ed Boon. It was John, our friend John, thinks that this game or this
This
movie.
is the test to see if John listens
I'm
to
just
the
asking
podcast.
to see if anyone else has the same opinion. You know.
It
I
is-
do not.
It is my favorite of the year.
See, that's understandable.
No, this
but
is
there's a
not-
difference between favorite and best.
Unless this movie was called Detective Pikachu Endgame. This was not my favorite movie of the year.
I mean, they nailed it. They nailed
Oh, they
Pokemon.
absolutely
did.
They
nailed
brought
did.
the world to life.
They did.
Every inch of that screen was just saturated with nostalgic goodness.
Yep. And
Yeah.
I mean that Mr. Mime scene was
Oh my
as
God.
good, if not
It
better,
was-
than I could have
It
imagined.
was better than I expected.
Yeah.
It was even better.
Even with them showing us like a solid minute of that.
Yeah.
The rest of it was still held
Just
up,
as
if
good.
not exceeded what they showed us.
I could rewatch just that portion over
Yeah.
and over again.
Yeah.
Like, so what do you guys think happened to that Mr. Mime? Is he like dead in his
He's
own mind
dead.
now?
In
or-
his own mind, he's
He's
dead.
in a coma,
He's
just
knocked out.
lying on the floor in a
Take him
coma.
to a Pokemon Center, he'll be fine.
Oh, that's true.
Just heal him up. He's good.
He's used to this.
I did love how they're like
Get Nurse
in the-
Joy.
I love how they're like in the middle of like the gas being poured on him, and then Pikachu's like, "So wait, what's going? What are you pouring on him?" And they both just stop and like look at him, like it's gas.
Yeah.
And then they get back.
And
into
they
And
get
he's
right
just
back.
like doing the miming sign for farting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was great.
that was fun.
Oh yeah,
So-
even the twist in quotation marks
Twist.
was fabulous.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't mean who the bad guy was. I mean who the bad guy had with him. Like that entire thing was
Oh yeah,
fabulous.
that was pretty cool.
The entire thing was, well, oh man, it was so
It
good.
was just such a good movie. I want to watch it again. And I don't even want to watch the movie. I want to watch everything in the background.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're watching the movie, you're paying attention to the characters in the foreground.
I
in
was
the
told
background.
Misty was in it.
Yeah, I
Is
didn't.
that
Apparently-
confirmed or denied?
Apparently, they said that she walked in the background during the train leaving sequence at the end. Apparently, she did. I don't know.
This movie is gonna spawn a million YouTube Easter egg videos.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great day for YouTube.
can't wait.
A great week.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, as soon as it's officially released, so they can do that officially.
Comb
Yeah,
through.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I won't see it again, but I enjoyed it a lot. It was
I want
fun.
the steelbook.
I know you do. I know you do, and that's okay.
Was there any direct correlations? Since I think you're the only you've played Detective Pikachu.
Yes, I haven't finished it yet, though I did read what the ending was just to compare the two before seeing the movie, and I'm still going to be playing it to the end. The game, actually, you start off, you are the main character, Tim. You meet a female reporter who says that she's more important than she actually is. She has a different name in the game. I can't remember the name of them. The APOMs?
Yeah,
That's it.
APOMs. Yeah.
APOMs. The first mystery you have to solve is some APOMs steal some lady's necklace, so you have to find the necklace.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then you realize that your dad's missing. You think he's dead, but you also think he's just... they say he's dead, but you think he's just missing. You find the Pikachu at your dad's. That whole thing is accurate.
Wow.
And then you go to a laboratory where they're working on like Pokemon experiments similar to the character in the movie, but you're actually going to the lab. Is like the second mission is going there, or the third mission is going there, and one of the Pokemon there go crazy, and then you find out it's because some drug named R was introduced
Jeez.
to
All
us.
right. Well,
Yeah.
you're just giving up the entire plot here.
Yeah.
So it follows the video game. We got it.
Yeah, like it ends up like it's very similar. It just hits the beats differently.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like you go find the laboratory and you work in the laboratory instead of finding the drug first and then trying to find out about
Right,
the
right.
laboratory. So
Gotcha.
it
Wow.
moves things around. But yeah,
Cool.
it goes.
That's looks like they made some very smart decisions to bring that to film.
The twist at the end though of the movie, which happens with like the right before the train sequence.
Uh-huh.
That twist. Though they specifically, it is the twist of the movie. They do not specifically say it in the game, but they highly imply it.
Okay.
And the game is left open-ended to the point where there could be a sequel.
Okay.
And I feel like if they did that, then they would hard say that.
All
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I did find it really funny and cute how under everyone's breath as we were watching the movie was just a bunch of adults like Gengar, Pidgeotto.
Yeah.
And just slowly, like it's an
Just
impulse.
hearing them call out all the Pokemon.
We've been trained to name that Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like we can't help it.
I did-
Gyarados. Just everyone just slightly under
I
their
did as
breath.
well. Like
I
as they
held
were,
back. I
Yeah.
held back on doing that.
as they were popping up, I was like, I can't remember.
Fourth generation doesn't mean
Yeah,
anything.
that's
Oh
exactly.
no, that was my thought too. Anytime there's Pokemon like that was really far along, I'm like, I don't know what is that.
I really appreciated though that they had a mix of the old and the, like there were a lot of first gen Pokemon in there,
A
but there were
lot.
way more not first gen Pokemon than I thought there would be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
I thought this would be not completely pandering to first generation because of everyone. That's what everyone knows. But I thought it would be almost all first gen. But there was like almost a cut of half being first gen and half being everything else.
Yeah, like I did enjoy like at one point you see like there's a bunch of statues of the legendaries behind one of the characters, and then but it's not just any legendaries. It's the legendaries that created the world. It's the legendaries that created Pokemon or people. It's the legendaries that did it was all like it made sense for this guy to have these specific legendaries behind him. It was pretty awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So does this get the Taste of Dragons approval?
Yes.
Yay or nay?
Yeah,
Eat it all up.
yeah.
Eat all those yays up.
Yeah.
All right. This is our first movie review from
It was.
Taste of Dragons. Only video game movies, though.
5 out of 5 dragons.
5 out of 5 dragons.
I'd go with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was in
Yeah.
the trailer, but shout out to that Ludicolo attending
Oh my God, I
the
love
coffee
him.
shop is god tier Pokemon. I laugh every time I watch that thing.
Now, one more quick question before we change topics
Okay.
along the same line.
Yes.
Other than Detective Pikachu, you're not allowed to say Detective Pikachu if it is. What is probably your favorite live action video game movie?
Okay. I will go with just for the pure ridiculousness of it, Dead or Alive,
Okay.
because that movie it knows exactly what it is as it's doing it. Like the plot's terrible, the acting's terrible, but man, do they not know that they know it's terrible. So it's an amazing B movie.
That one plays at the store quite often.
It does. There's a reason for it.
Yep.
Anybody else?
Mine, I can go if no one
Okay,
else wants
Katelyn,
to.
what's yours?
The Mario Brothers.
Oh man,
Oh,
Super
man.
Mario Brothers.
Super
you mean?
Mario Brothers. Yes,
Oh,
I love
God.
that movie so much.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
That movie's also a fantastic movie. However, they did not know what they were doing.
They
No.
had no idea.
They had no idea that they were making that bad of a movie.
No.
But man, is it a bad, terrible, great movie.
Growing up, I remember because it came out in '98.
Wow, was
So-
it 98? I thought it was
yeah.
94. Jeez.
I thought it was earlier than that. Yeah,
I'm pretty
wow.
sure it was '98. I
No,
can
no.
double check.
Go with which.
But it came out when I was really young. But I saw it one night on like. Oh, you're right. It came out in '93. I was
yeah,
thinking.
I thought so.
I was thinking of a
I was
different
like,
movie.
there's no way it was that.
So it came out in
far
'93.
along.
So probably '98 is probably when I saw it around
Yeah.
that age.
Yeah.
But I saw it like play on like Disney Channel or something random like that in the middle of the night, and I loved it. I ate that up. I was like, "Mommy, Daddy, this movie's amazing!" Because I had Mario from my Game Boy, so I was like, "This is the." I was so happy, and they watched it and they were like, "Okay, whatever you say, sweetie. Yeah, great movie." And it was like one of the first DVDs I bought myself because I love that movie so much.
Yeah, I'll show my age. I watched that in theaters, and I enjoyed the hell out of it, as bad as it was.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Anybody else?
Resident Evil, the first one,
first
was
one.
pretty slick.
I liked. Yeah, I
okay,
was gonna say
yeah.
Resident Evil, the first one.
Yeah.
That guy gets sliced up with the lasers, and he's all
Ooh,
cute,
yeah.
and the zombies were
Brutal.
fun. It was quick. It was like one location or two.
It wasn't overtly just nonsensical complicatedness as they soon became eventually, it was still a little bit of that, but not as much as it started to go.
Yeah, that franchise goes places.
Oh,
but
Yeah.
It goes everywhere.
that first one was really slick.
Yeah,
And,
I did
like
love
that
how
one.
like the computer is basically just messing with them with the lasers, where it's like,
Yeah.
dodge it,
Dodge it.
dodge it. Oh, hey, look, you're cubed. That
It's
was
good.
amazing.
Mila
Yeah.
Jovovich is awesome.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Lewis, Zach?
For the ridiculousness, I was actually just showing Katelyn a scene from this. She's never seen it, but the original Mortal Kombat is amazing.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like my second/third. Yeah, that's amazing.
I just showed because I don't know what was. I think it was you talking about Mortal Kombat 11. I was like at Katelyn randomly. I was like, "Have you not seen Johnny Cage fight Scorpion?" And she's like, "No." And I'm like, "Oh my god, you have to watch this right now."
Oh yeah,
the autograph picture. Oh my god, it's so good.
yeah,
Johnny Cage is awesome.
great. How about you, Lewis?
I'm trying to think of other live-action video game movies.
got
Hold on,
like-
I got a list for you.
Most video game movies are horrible.
They're awful.
Yeah, well, but you know what?
Detective Pikachu's the best one ever made.
Agreed. I
Hands down
absolutely
already.
agree.
The internet also agrees.
Yeah, the new the Tomb Raider movie wasn't bad, like the newer one.
Oh, I didn't see that.
That one actually wasn't bad. I mean, it's not the greatest thing ever, but like I thought up until Detective Pikachu, it probably was the most cohesive, well thought out video game movie.
What? You didn't like Blood Rain?
You
No?
didn't-
Blood Rain didn't do it for you?
It didn't.
Prince
No?
of Persia didn't do it for you?
I've
Oh,
never
my
seen
God,
Prince of Persia.
I forgot about.
I couldn't tell you what it was about though.
Actually,
That's the
I
problem.
might have to change my answer. Prince of Persia actually is a phenomenal movie.
Jakey Gyllenhaal?
Jake
Jake Gyllenhaal.
You have Jake Gyllenhaal. You have the what the heck's the dude's name in it? He was in everything. He's no, not Mark Strong.
Michael Fassbender.
No. It's
Assassin's Creed.
the uncle is whatever.
Uncle Phil.
Yeah, let's go with that. He was
Ben Kingsley.
Ben Kingsley.
Yeah.
Ben Kingsley. As soon as you see him, I was like, well, that's the bad guy. Like, because that's
Obviously.
the only reason why he's in this movie.
Why else would
but
he
like,
be there?
it's phenomenal. If you haven't seen that movie, please do watch it. It's actually great.
I actually enjoyed
Okay, I'll see it.
because
There's the-
I played all of Prince of Persia, and I loved that game, and that movie was just fun.
There's a scene at the very beginning where you realize the director thinks that Prince of Persia is also Assassin's Creed because it does an entire 360. Like he's standing on the edge of something, it does an entire 360, and I could swear I hear an eagle call. like I hear her swear like
Just watch the wrong trailer.
yeah, that game, that movie, I took a lot from the game, but then it also took a lot not from the game. Where it's
Yeah.
like, oh, we know the game, but we don't really know the game at all because the sands of time weren't used properly in the movie. But whatever.
But that's fine. But it's a great movie.
It was still fun. Still fun.
Hot take, I also really liked Warcraft.
I like it
Okay.
too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot about that. Yeah, it's not great, but if you love World of Warcraft, there's enough fan service there.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
enjoyed the characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Lewis, what did you go with something?
Oh, for me, it's the same as Troy, honestly. Resident Evil. I think I looked at that list just now, and yeah, Resident Evil's probably,
Number one.
yeah.
The
I
first
watched
Resident
that.
Evil?
Yeah, the first was. Oh,
Okay.
please. After that, they all just slowly go down a.
It's not that slow. It's just a
No.
sharp drop.
They quickly go down a garbage disposal.
Yeah. All right. Well, nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Well, that brings us to
It's our dragon of the week.
I have words.
Oh,
I came up with words. I actually came up with
I didn't know if
words.
that was a cue or
No,
not.
no,
I
no.
was
That is
ready.
the cue. That is the cue. That's the beginning of it. So
Okay, all
you
right.
have it's the dragon of the week.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's the dragon of the week. People from the industry.
Ooh.
The dragon of the week. Not talking about companies.
Uh-huh.
Everything you do, yeah, we love you. It's the dragon of the week.
Ooh, with the whisper at the end.
yeah.
That's sexy.
Ooh, that's how you know it's serious.
That's
All
right.
right. We're going to produce this.
It took me
I got the
30
beats.
seconds to come up with those.
Hey, it works, man. It works. I dig it.
Brian, hats off to you.
30 seconds of
You're
work.
my dragon of the week.
It took me 2 minutes to write it down, but 30 seconds to come up with
So now we need to get you and Troy singing it to record, and then we can just slice it into the episode each week.
No, we can do that live.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. we can just do it
No,
live
F
every
it, do
time.
it live.
Yeah. I'll rehearse
Doing
it.
it
Send it
live.
to me this week. I'll
He'll
rehearse
memorize
it.
No
it.
problem.
He'll have
Gotcha,
it memorized
gotcha.
forever.
I'm going to make a
Okay.
ringtone out of this.
All right, so
Next
Lewis,
week.
I believe
Yes.
you are in charge of this Dragon of the Week.
I'm giving you that D for this week.
Oh yeah.
No.
You always got to take it there,
It
Lewis.
sounds
Always.
better that way, no? All right. So this week I have chosen Neil Druckmann. And for those who do not know who he is the vice president of Naughty Dog, the company that produced all the Uncharted games, The Last of Us, even the Jack series, Jack and Dexter series. But he's known more for Last of Us and Uncharted 1, 2, and 4. So looking up what I had to look up about him, there was some stuff I didn't know. He was born in Israel, and he moved. He was born in Israel, and he actually learned English by playing video games from LucasArts.
That's the best way to learn English.
And that's how he learned English, man.
Secret of Monkey Island.
And then he moved over here in 1989, and actually, he went to middle school and high school in Miami.
What?
He's a
Yeah.
Miami kid?
Yeah, man. And then he went to University of Florida to study criminology.
Oh, wow.
Hey, you guys both have degrees from UF.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're buddies.
But
now.
did he actually graduate from UF, or did he just go to school in UF?
He said when I was looking up, he just studied. I couldn't find if he graduated because then he became a research assistant.
He probably didn't.
He
Probably did it. He became a research assistant at FSU.
Which is the better school?
Wow. All right. Now we just lost our entire UF.
Yeah,
listeners.
automatically they all just left.
They're on
But,
Team Matt Smith now.
But no, so he did not complete that. He became a research assistant, and then he started doing developing like a game with some friends.
That's how they always get their start.
Yeah, just developing a fun game. And he thought he wanted to be an animator, so he took some art classes. But then his parents wouldn't let him do that. But then he took a programming class and realized that's what he wanted to do. So he started a bachelor's in computer science.
Okay.
I feel like that's so true for a lot of people who get into like programming. They want to do something else and they realize this sucks. And
Yeah.
they start doing some
That's how I got into programming. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to school. I was like, I don't know what I want to do. I took everything. I was like, hey, this programming thing's pretty fun.
Okay.
And he did that. He actually finished that degree, and then he moved to Pittsburgh, and he attended Carnegie Mellon University.
Wow, really?
Yeah, which
wow,
is-
he's hitting like both you guys' home and my home.
Yeah, man. He's going all over the place, and he started his master's degree in entertainment technology.
So this dude's educated.
He knows his stuff. He started in criminology. Like, what?
That makes sense.
It does make sense.
Yeah.
Considering all the games.
There's a lot of crimes in his video games.
There is.
Oh, nothing but crime. Nothing but.
Nathan Drake is a psychotic murderer.
Exactly, man. So is Joel,
I think-
honestly, in Last of Us. I mean, he has to be, but, still.
Spoilers.
Is that a spoiler for a game that came out a long time ago?
I'm only halfway through it.
That's another conversation, man.
Look,
We're
that's-
just talking about Final Fantasy VII Remake. We can go there.
We'll have our spoiler conversation another day.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So then he, after he did that, he actually went and interned at Naughty Dog, and he became like one of the low-level game designers on Jack 3 and Jack X Combat Racing.
Started from the
Right.
bottom, now he's here.
Yeah, because then after that they moved him up real quick to start designing. He was a bit higher in the game design game for Uncharted, Drake's Fortune, and then for Uncharted 2 he became a head designer. And then they were gonna have him work on 3, but instead they wanted him to do a different project with someone else. So he went to go do a different project, which was gonna be the next Jack and Dexter game, but instead he kind of didn't want to do that, and they started working on a mystery project, which became The Last of Us.
Oh, okay.
Really? Even before Uncharted?
Yes.
So from
Wow.
Jack to Last?
No, because he went Uncharted 1, Uncharted
Okay.
2, and then he didn't do Uncharted 3 because he was working on the mystery project, which became The Last of Us. And then he came back to be the head developer, designer, and writer and story art creator for the last Uncharted game, Uncharted 4: A Thief's End. Yeah, and then after that, obviously now he's working on Last of Us 2. But something that interested me in him specifically is his story writing style. Because
what gravitates you towards him? About
because his philosophy when it comes to writing is complex characters, very very simple stories. He hates stories. He hates stories with a lot of exposition and a lot of like ginormous unnecessary worlds.
Sure.
He just prefers characters that require a lot of in-depth, like soul searching and very simple stories. Oh, we want to get from here to here. Oh, I want to find this person and I want to get this done. That's it.
He's about the emotional journey.
Yeah, 100%. And when he started working on The Last of Us, before he even started writing the script and working with actors, he took acting classes. He took acting classes so he could know how to talk to actors when they did all the mocap and stuff like that.
Right.
Because he wanted to make it as immersive as possible for the actors so they can put on the best performance, because the thing that mattered to him the most was the characters and the stories they were telling from their point of view.
Yeah.
So he wasn't just he isn't just a person that just writes a story and gives it to them and then directs it like it's just directing a movie. He directs it like he's directing a play or something much more intimate, which is honestly what I love, because in playing The Last of Us, I felt like I was hearing these people right next to me half the time.
Right.
Because it seemed so real and like it was so quiet half the time. And like you said, the stories aren't complicated. It's not a complicated story. It's just complicated characters with a lot of heavy, heavy stuff that they have to deal with.
So his position on Uncharted and Last of Us was it story or was it like game director?
For Last of Us, it was a story and game director. He did it.
Okay.
Amy Hennig, I believe.
Amy Hennig,
Uncharted 1, 2, and 3.
And then she
left,
and
then I think him and Bruce did
came
Uncharted 4, which I feel you could tell Neil wrote Uncharted 4 compared to the other 3.
Oh man, yeah.
It falls
I haven't played a lot of
those-
Uncharted 4. I played like little bits and pieces, but just in playing the little bits and pieces that I did, it has him all over it.
Do yourself a favor and finish that game.
Yeah, Uncharted 4 is really good.
Yeah.
It has one of my favorite moments in recent games. Before the game even starts, it's just Nathan and his wife sitting on a couch, and as they're talking, they get into a little bit of a rough subject, and he replies about doing something that maybe they talked about not doing, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And she looks at him and goes, "I'm fine," but her face said she wasn't fine, and you don't get that in video games. You don't get subtlety in acting.
Right, yeah.
Like there was just, she didn't even change her face. It was just the way that she looked, like the little bit in her eye that was like, oh, we're here.
Every single
We're
guy
here.
has seen before.
Yeah.
Everyone has seen it.
But now it's in a video game?
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
And then besides working on those big heavy hitter games, he was a super random. He was a play tester for What Remains of Edith Finch.
That game is so good.
Beautiful game.
And then he also wrote two really good comics. A Second Chance at Sarah, which I actually read this week, and The Last of Us American Dreams, which is a prequel to the DLC of the first Last of Us game.
Okay.
Yeah, and
It was a comic series.
it was a
right?
comic series. Yeah, it was a comic series, a limited series, like 5 issues.
Okay.
And the DLC was prequel to the game itself.
Yes, it was. And
So it's a prequel.
It's a prequel.
Pre-prequel.
Pre-prequel.
Yeah.
Pre-prequel.
Yeah. You get to see the story of the girls within the DLC.
Okay.
Yeah, which was really fascinating. But yeah, and he's obviously working on The Last of Us 2. And I don't know, I wish more games had the same storytelling philosophy. Because sometimes I find in games where they try really hard to make these very like big, huge stories involving a billion characters.
Right.
And I don't need a billion characters I need to keep track of. I need complex characters, simple stories.
Right.
I feel like for me that makes the best.
I feel like he, instead of writing a story and fitting the characters to it, he comes up with the story, comes up with the characters, and then sees where the character leads him with the story.
Yeah. Instead
That's
of
awesome.
Yeah,
That's what I feel like. I don't.
No,
obviously
no.
don't know,
I
but
feel
that's
the
what
same.
I feel like.
no, yeah, it feels like he lets the characters go on a journey, and then whatever story happens as he's writing this journey happens. Instead of, all right, this is the story, and these are the characters in the story. No, these are the characters, and this is the story within the characters.
Yeah, I kind of reckon that with, not to bring us off subject, but to like Game of Thrones. Like Game of Thrones, I feel like George R.R. Martin writes for the characters, and he sees where they take him. Like, I would like to be here, but if as I'm writing it, I realize he would never do this. He's just not going to do it. I'll find something else that he's going to do instead of this. And then as they get past the books and the series is now writing to get places that don't make sense for characters.
Yeah.
So I feel like it has completely flipped from character-driven story to story-driven characters.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like
and I enjoy that the other way much more.
No, yeah, and I feel especially with the Last of Us game, it was the first time that game hit me hard from the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
No spoilers, I guess, for people that haven't played the game, but that game in the first 30 minutes, it hit hard, and then it just kept going from there.
It's a masterpiece in storytelling.
It is, and I feel a lot of games have taken that example and have run with it.
The influence has been huge
Oh,
on the
easily.
gaming industry.
Easily.
God of War is
I was just,
similar.
God
I
of
was gonna
War,
say
yeah.
I was reading too because they actually just put out a documentary on God of War and Corey Barlog. Barlog. I was
Our first
Barlog
dragon
Barlog.
of the week.
Exactly. Him and Neil are obviously they have the same job, so they share similar aspects of storytelling. There's obvious inspiration there. I feel like in which the method he decided to tell a story in God of War.
Oh, definitely.
Versus how Neil tells stories.
Exactly. I feel like if with The Last of Us, I'm not saying that. I mean, maybe I am, but with The Last of Us, if that game hadn't come out or that kind of story hadn't come out, a lot of games might not have come out as they are coming out now, story-wise.
Sure. Even Spider-Man.
I was just about to go to Spider-Man.
Yeah, even Spider-Man. It's because it's something that you don't expect, even though it's a really brutal game with the most beautiful, simplistic story.
Yeah.
And a lot of games, I guess, are leaning that way, which makes me so happy for video games.
And you definitely have that in Spider-Man.
Yeah, definitely in Spider-Man.
Just look at Monster Hunter. I mean, the story in Monster Hunter is just mind-blowing.
It's the best.
Journey that
Yeah.
You could
Rathalos goes on.
Rathalos.
You could say it's completely character-driven.
You are the story. Yeah. Yeah, Neil is a powerhouse in the gaming industry. And
Yeah, and I can't wait to see what The Last of Us 2 brings, and then I can't wait to see what he does after that, honestly. I'm hoping...
And his team.
and his team,
Yeah.
and his whole team. Naughty Dog, as a company, I can't wait to see everything else that they come out with, because their games are usually just gold, honestly. I played all the Jak and Daxter games. I love them to death. I played Uncharted 1, 2.
You a Crash fan?
I am a Crash fan. Yeah, I played Crash. I love Crash.
Good.
Come on, please, come on.
So since we're on Neil Druckmann and we're talking about The Last of Us and stuff, on April 16th they shot the last scene for the new game. So how long do you think until that's very it takes time to make a video game.
It does take time.
But how far do you think we are to Last of Us 2?
I don't think we're going to see it this year.
Not this year, but how
Early next year, maybe.
It's either early next year or late next year, honestly.
Yeah, I'd go late next year.
I'm going late this year.
Really?
Wow, Dark Horse.
I hope so.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm saying that is because of last year's E3. If they didn't go so hard on The Last of Us 2
Okay.
with that, because I felt like, this is nearing the end of The Last of Us 2 type of thing, because they had the entire decked out nature with the dude playing the actual song and everything.
You know what? You're right.
I feel like that was, not that they were almost done, but they were close, and especially because they just finished the last mocap.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be this year.
All right, Brian, I'm on your side. You convinced me.
You
this
know what?
year.
I'm going
this year.
November.
2019. I'm going October 31st.
Ooh.
Take that.
20
Oh, my pride.
If it comes out this year, I will. Yeah, I'll pee
You'll
myself like a little girl.
Are we all on the same page that they'll probably give us a release date at E3?
Yes, I absolutely think they'll give us an E3 reveal.
They for sure will. They for sure will.
Like a hard date?
They won't be at E3.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
they
they're gonna
won't.
do their Sony experience.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
They'll do it during the Sony experience.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll give us. I think they'll give us a date.
Yeah. I think
Like
so.
a
hard
hard-
date,
like a
not
hard
like
date.
summer or winter or.
No,
I think they'll
hard
give us
date.
a hard date.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna play like that.
I hope not.
Fingers crossed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Neil Druckmann, he is changing the game in terms of storytelling, and I'm excited to see the story of Joel and Ellie continue.
Yeah, it's a well-deserved Dragon of the Week.
Definitely.
He also has a very nice beard.
He does have a glorious beard. Yes.
Bearded Dragon of the Week.
Ooh, nice. That bearded D.
That's like half of them so far, I think.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they all have
White guys with
All right.
beards.
white guys with beards.
Well, Nobuo.
He's not,
Not true.
Neil Druckmann's not white. He's Israeli.
Israeli.
Israeli. Yeah.
Okay.
We're doing it.
You're
All
right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
You're right.
But no, yeah, that good D.
Right on. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
For bringing that to us.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're my Dragon of the Week.
Aww.
Thanks.
Brian, you're my Dragon of the Week.
I know. So now, by proxy, he's also your Dragon
Oh
of the Week.
yeah.
dang.
We're all about that D.
Stop. That's the third time.
Gyarados is my dragon of the week.
All right, fair enough.
You know, that's very
Oh,
fair.
he's a big D.
Yeah.
He's a big
No,
blue D.
it's not. I don't like where this is going.
Man, it's just freaking going back to my prom nights. I don't know why.
You like Gyarados?
Yeah,
You guys just played Pokemon
Yeah.
cards?
we did.
Is that not what you did?
No, curfew. I had to bring her back. 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Ouch.
I was on time.
No, we're getting off track. Getting off track.
You are a
Video
man
games.
of your word, Troy.
I try to be. I try to be.
Video games. Video games. Video games. Yeah.
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 Sure.
Good job. Well, that's
Dragon of the week.
yeah. Talking about people in the industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dragon of the week.
Not talking about companies.
Dragon of the
We'll refine it. We'll refine
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
for
We'll
next
find
week.
it. We'll find
You gotta
it.
share the lyrics with everyone, Brian.
Add some sweet D in there.
Stop. No. All right. Start playing the Under the Sea music. I think you know what? I'd rather hear that.
Also fair enough, yeah. Well, that's a great week, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I look forward to the week to come as well.
Some
Agreed.
good stuff. Yeah.
Agreed. Same here, because Lewis won't be here next week.
Oh shit.
Oh, wow.
wow.
Wait, are we recording Thursday?
Probably.
Then yeah, I won't be here. I won't be here.
We planned it that way.
Yeah.
Damn you all.
Well, great job, everyone. So that was your Taste of Dragons this week. Once again, thanks for listening to this week's Taste of Dragons. We record in Tate's Comics in sunny South Florida and powered by our friends, the 3000 Brigade.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
You can catch up with us on all of our social media, such as Twitter, Instagram.
That's right. Look up on Tuesday. We have Ranking of Dragons. This week we're gonna have Nadra, the Wisdom Dragon from the Zelda series, up against Spyro. We're gonna decide who we think is the stronger, best dragon, or just in general.
Yeah.
And then every Thursday, this week in gaming history, we'll be looking at another game that came out this next week.
Cool.
And look
Yeah.
forward to it on
What
Instagram.
was the game for this previous week?
We had the TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, for the NES. Was released on May 12th in 1989.
Wow, that's really
I know.
old.
And it's a really bad game.
It is.
It's not great. It's not the best, but for the time,
I couldn't remember if I just remembered it being bad or if I I didn't know, but I'm glad, Brian, that you also agree it was bad.
It was
Even
bad.
for a 6-year-old or a 5-year-old.
Absolutely. It played like the Roger Rabbit game if you ever played that for the NES.
I don't think I did.
It was roughly like the same type of thing. It had an overmap, and then you would go into something, and then it would go into that, a different type of thing. So yeah,
Well, we've come a long way.
we have.
We
Well,
have.
Thankfully,
Yes.
thankfully we
maybe,
have.
maybe we'll go back one day. No, all right.
No, I hope not. Well, once again, my name is Brian. You can find me online, but please don't.
Please don't. Witness protection.
Yeah.
My name is Lewis. You can find me online at some things. I play games.
Wow, mystery.
Mystery.
Get
It's
Detective
a long.
Pikachu.
It's a long
Illusion.
name, and I don't feel like saying
I'm
the
gonna
whole
leave
name.
your
That's okay.
your username. If I could
Go
remember
for it.
Yeah,
Go for
exactly.
it.
Matter, leg, and something do.
Yeah, that's it. Matter like in something, dude. Type that
Tim
in.
Normal
folks.
Man.
He like PSN doxed you just now.
Yeah.
No.
My name is Troy Davidson. You can find me on Instagram at TRoyBaggins. Also online on Steam and PSN under Eccentric, XENTURIK. I play a lot of Overwatch, so we'll do that.
I'm Zach. You can go admire my Sekiro Platinum on PSN at Davis Slayer, DAEVA Slayer. And yeah.
And I'm Katelyn. You can find me everywhere at Penny Lane DC.
Except for that one.
Except for the one, but we don't talk about that one.
I always talk about that
I
one.
know you do.
Well, that was your Taste of Dragons. Have a great week, everyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Tasty.
Mortal Kombat.
Dun, 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 dun.
Say the dick joke again.
Oh, we're back to that now.